BURR bombs, what are they good for? Absolutely nothing. Sing it again. BURR bombs, what are they good for? Okay, maybe my singing needs a bit of work. BURR bombs, how are you guys feeling about them? They've replaced the tripwire bombs. They're no longer in the game as part of the PTB update. There's definitely some plus points, but yeah, I think they need just a little bit of a more explosive boost. Let's go. So the vitals first, obviously you get the burrs, and these maybe only appear once you've turned off the haze. They'll start sprouting everywhere, you'll see more of these plants, and you can get them in the plant plot on top of the shed deck. Tier 3 axe to the stem and they'll drop down. You are also going to need a whole bunch of fungal growth as well. 4 in fact, and 1 lint rope, so that means 3 pieces of lint. So clearly an end game item. This is the kind of stuff that you won't be getting until you've gone and explored obviously near the termites and you've turned off the haze. Worth noting also that you need some sort of spicy arrow or spicy weapon to set them off, or possibly another explosion. And I haven't got this 100% confirmed, but it did look like some of these creatures and bugs wouldn't actually go near it because they knew what was up. Maybe it's only the infected ones that do explode, but take a look at this guy running off. They take damage as well, so if they get hit by a creature or you hit it without this actual spicy element, then you can destroy them. But just to emphasise the point, no matter how many times I was firing arrows here, they weren't setting it off because they weren't spicy. So they are a building piece. You have to place them down. It means you can't place them while you're in combat. So there we go. That's how you craft them. That's how you place them down. That's when you can place them down. So why aren't they as good as they could be? Well, it is a part of that. The fact that you can't place them down while in combat means they really only are for base defense purposes, or unless you really do know you're going to be planning something and a bug's going to be coming along that way. Maybe like a quick hit to soften up a tougher bug. You can see how much damage you've done to the ladybug there, although do bear in mind the ants were chomping on it a little bit first. Now this one was a lot more explosive and it did kill that soldier ant outright. So if they're right on top of it, it does do a good amount of damage. But I would like to see it do a little bit more. I feel like gathering enough of them resources, the burr's not that hard once you've turned off the haze, it's probably actually super easy. But still getting hold of the infected bits, that's a little bit more of a challenge. And certainly the lint, when you need so much of it for other stuff now, like some of the armours and more, I feel for the end game finality of this item, it should be giving us a lot more damage against creatures. And it has now replaced the tripwire bomb. So the tripwire bomb, I don't think I saw anyone ever really use in playthroughs and stuff. So I get the ideal rationale before not using it. It used to use just 2 grenades, and then obviously you could go and get 2 ant eggs to make it. And it was, I guess, fairly cheap in that respect, now that ant eggs are a bit easier to get hold of. And certainly the burrs are much easier to place than the tripwires. But it does also mean that bugs might not necessarily be going close enough to the burrs to really do damage to them. And because they take spicy to set off, it then becomes just really worthless if bugs aren't going exactly where you want them to go. At least with the tripwire, you knew the bugs would go past it and it would trip off and maybe do them a good amount of damage. But by the time you've got your arrow out or your spicy weapon to fire at it, yeah, it becomes a bit of a chore. And yes, not forgetting that it does take spicy arrows to set off from a distance, which is again using a resource that I would say is moderately hard to get hold of when you compare it that you're going to be using all your spicy on your weapon upgrades. So I think they should add an option where you can just literally have a 3-second timer. You click on it once you've placed it down and it will go off in 2 seconds or 3 seconds. You can actually hit them with a sword or a spicy weapon, and it does give you about 1.5 seconds to jump out of the way before it explodes. But yeah, that's still not the best case. It'd be better if that time was at least extended so you don't risk the chance of getting exploded by it. So I guess the idea of these really is about base defenses for mixers. Putting these around the mixer and then setting them off just at the right time, I feel like that's maybe what they're meant to be used for, but that's still kind of a short case scenario. So yeah, I'm sure maybe a bit of tweaking, a bit more explosive damage, the ability to set it off myself, it would make the effort into crafting these and using these a lot more. Otherwise I feel like it might just be a little bit of a useless item. You don't need any recipe for it as far as I know, but that may change once the actual full update's here. It's simply just the PTB at the moment. You analyse the burr and it should unlock. So there we go, that is the burr bombs right now. Just need a little bit of tweaking to make more worthwhile. Let me know your thoughts about them in the comment section down below, and I'll see you rat bags for more grounded guides soon. Bye bye.